Okay. Hi. This is a terrible thing. And today we're going to be playing one of the prequel countdown games for the Chozo mythos. Now, these three games in the series were released as prequels for the last chapter, for the last game in the series, and they're not very long. But there's three of them. It's Mind, Body, and Soul. I forget which order they actually go in, but this one is the body. And they kind of fill in some storyline gaps that you may not have realized or whatever, and kind of set up the ending to the game. Now, this is the first one in the series deals with Wilbur and Jack Freehorn from Trilby's Notes that you may remember. Jack Freehorn killed Wilbur, believing that he was the tall man as he sat at the harpsichord playing it. So that's where we're picking up a year after that. So here we go. August 18th, 1779. Just over a year ago, your greatest friend, Wilbur, was murdered. By you. His brain was utterly destroyed by a cloud of shot fired from a flintlock pistol. You can still close your eyes and see the flash of powder that changed your life forever. The gun kicking in your hand as its deadly payload was ejected. His body, you then butchered. Every day since then, you've laid your hands on the banister as you made your way up the stairs, and every single time the texture of the wood and grain has reminded you of the axe handle as you held it and brought it down again and again on Wilbur's form, reducing his beautiful, hairless body to sweating goblets of shapeless meat. The figure in black, like an elongated shadow at sunset stretching across a grave, you remember him too. You remember falling to your knees and spouting every plea that came to your mind, desperate to be spared his wrath. Satisfied, he vanished, and you gradually began to convince yourself that he'd never appeared at all. You disposed of Wilbur, told his friends and relatives that he'd moved permanently to France, and allowed yourself to forget. Until he came back. July 28th, 1779. A year to the day, he came back, peering eyelessly at you from across your bedclothes. The prince, the tall man, never speaking, rarely moving, but somehow getting his messages across with ease. In return for your life, you, Jack Freehorn, owed him and his feted master an obligation. All you had to do was follow their instructions. That was 21 days ago. Tonight, you will complete the task you were given. Perhaps then you will be free. Perhaps after tonight, you will sleep easily once more. Countdown 1, The Body. An interactive fiction by Yahtzee. Release 1, serial number 061219. In Form 7 build 4891. 16/V.31. Lib 6/11N, whatever that means. Harpsichord Room. This is the harpsichord room. You persist in calling it that, even though the titular instrument has long since been smashed to bits, it and its dreadful curse. You must admit that the room is quite devoid of life without it. You even tore the curtains from the windows after that terrible night, lest the sightless stain of Wilbur's blood incriminate you. Slightest stain. Now the only features are a decorative end table in the corner, a set of stairs leading to the room above, a trap door in the floor, and a door to the east wall that leads outside. On the end table is a bottle of rum. Okay, so we'll take the rum. And I guess we'll go up. Bedroom. The bedroom was never well maintained, even when Wilbur was alive. Now it hasn't been cleaned for some time, and thick films of dust and filth cover everything. You're almost certain rats are getting in, but you cannot bring yourself to care. Only the ancient bed and your old writing desk show any sign of recent use. On the bed is a single blank page. Take the page. A piece of unadorned paper. It would suggest to you to acquire some writing materials. Okay. So we'll go down, and we'll go down again. You've been spending an increasingly large amount of time in the basement. The once intimidating rock walls and ancient foundations of previous buildings now seem familiar and comforting. The only way out is a well-trodden set of stone steps leading upwards. Dominating the large space of the basement is an unusually oversized coal brazier to which number 12 is securely chained. The pillar stands ominously in the corner of the room. You also see an instruction scroll and a blade here. Take the scroll. Number 12 whimpers in agony. I guess number 12 is a person. Take blade. Taken. Number 12 whimpers in agony. Read scroll. It was given to you by the prince, and you spent an entire night translating it from what you think was ancient Gaelic. Find ye 12 of impure mind. Teach they the pain of fire and flay. When broken they, take up thy blade, then cut thy mind and soul away. Place thy blade into the pillar. Their mind and soul within shall stay. When 12 are dead, take up thy pen. Write what ye hear till ends the day. Number 12 whimpers in agony. All right, so I guess that's what we're going to do. Kill number 12 with blade. Kill 12 with blade, I guess. Or stab. Stab 12. Stab is not a verb I recognize. Alright, kill 12 with blade. I only understood you as far as wanting to kill number 12. Yeah. Cut 12? What does he want me to say here? Stab 12 with blade. Kill 12. I don't know. You're not sure you can do it. Number 12 is staring up at you in terror. Perhaps there is some shred of restraint left in you. And if so, you must be free of it to complete your task. Drink the rum. Liquid courage. You take a large swig of rum and feel a little better. You could use another of those. Drink rum. You take a large swig of rum. Suddenly you feel distance from the world. You have fewer cares. Kill 12. You thrust your blade downwards, expertly guiding it between number 12's rib and into his heart. You hold it in place for several seconds. Although the heat burns your hands, while blood geysers up along the blade, number 12 shudders, as if they were in throes of orgasm, before it screams, die in a wretched gurgle, and its eyes turn inward. For a moment, the blade appears to glow a ghostly blue. Put blade in pillar. You slide the blade into the slot in the pillar's base, and it glides in smoothly. Almost immediately, arcane symbols appear and disappear on the pillar's surface, each one glowing brightly for a moment before fading away. You find yourself unable to remove your hand from the hilt of the blade as the slot glows white hot, spits sparks, and searing pain runs up your arm. After a minute, that feels like 10, the lights fade, and you're able to wrench your hand away. You clutch your wrist and fall to your knees as smoke rises from the black pictogram that is now permanently scorched into the flesh of your palm. A circle containing 4 triangles arranged around a square. As you stare at it, you fancy you can hear voices, a dozen agonized souls, screaming in unison, faint and quavering as if trapped at the bottom of a steel well. At first, you think they're coming from the pillar, but it quickly becomes clear that they are everywhere, all around you, filling the air and choking you. The voices sing of strange events that have yet to come. A ship, a cursed house, a man in a hat lying dead on a tree stump, a man wrapped head to foot in bandages, floating a foot off the ground. Words and images fill your mind like a progenitor mother. You feel you must let them out. Okay, I do have right on page. The prophecy of Chizot bursts from your mind into the pen. Even as the nib scribbles across the page, you realize with the enormous weight of importance carried by the words that you imprison in ink. You write. For a day and a night, you fill page after page with the prophecy of Chizot. By the end of it, tears are streaming down your face, because you know that your obligation is far from fulfilled, and that when you pledged yourself for eternity to the prince, he very much intended to make the most of the offer. The Book of the Bridge, Chapter 1. 1. After 10 years, all was in readiness for the construction of the bridge, and the prince watched as the bridge-keeper stood on both sides of the dark ocean, awaiting the time when the great undertaking could begin. 2. To the house of the bridge-keeper, which was the mind of the bridge-keeper, had come many thieves, and the bridge-keeper had borrowed from the power of the prince and thrown down these thieves, and truly did they know the name of the king. 3. But then there came a family of thieves to the house of the bridge-keeper, which was the mind of the bridge-keeper, and the family of thieves numbered 5. 4. There was the spying thief who came to the bridge-keeper to learn the secrets of the prince and of the order, a pawn of masters who would pervert the glorious scheme of the king. 5. There was the covetous thief who came to the house of the bridge-keeper for wealth, who cared little for the blackness of his soul. 6. There was the thief-wife, who came to the house of the bridge-keeper to corrupt the bridge-keeper with her whorish ways, and to travel the land of technology, spreading stories and lies of what she found. 7. There was the thief's son, who came to the house of the bridge-keeper in innocence, but the bridge-keeper would not spare him, for the children of thieves will live to corrupt the children of the righteous. 8. Lastly, there was the cunning thief, who would not tell of his purpose or his name. But the prince gazed upon him, and the prince said, 9. This cunning thief, who sups with most unworthy company, is the one who will guide the bridge-keeper to his destiny, and so I have him be spared the wrath of this house. 10. And the family of thieves sat together to dine in the house of the bridge-keeper that was the mind of the bridge-keeper, and the wrath of the house fell upon them. You have written the prophecy. Oh, you have written the prophecy. Okay, so, if that's not clear, the family of thieves that they're talking about are the characters from 5 Days a Stranger. The spying thief was AJ, because he worked for the government and was trying to gather information. The covetous thief was the what's his name? Philip, who came looking for wealth because he was a treasure hunter. The thief wife, who would travel the land of technology, spreading stories and lies of what she found. That would be oh man, what was her name? Name just jumped out of my head, but the anchor woman who was there, and I don't know why it says her whorish ways, other than I guess that everyone back in the day just considered all women to be whorish. I don't know. But there was the thief's son, whose name was oh, it's been a while since I played that one now. What was his name? That was Jimmy. That was Jim. Simone was the woman, was the other woman, the thief wife. Jim was the thief's son, who came to the house of the bridge-keeper in innocence, but the bridge-keeper would not spare him. I don't know why they say that, because I think for Children of Thieves. I'm pretty sure Jimmy lived, but maybe they got him at some point later on, and Trilby didn't even know about it. But yeah, and lastly, of course, the cunning thief is Trilby himself, who was supposed to be the guide for the Bridgekeeper, but did not fulfill his destiny. And then we screwed over the prince in the last Chizo Mythos game. So that's gonna wrap it up for that one. It's like I said, they're quick games, but I might even do a couple more tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I have some other work to do, but in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. In the meantime, just remember, a mind is a terrible thing. Goodbye.